What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 11, and we start today's episode with some player training, and as you can see, Shaw is still getting 3 drills of the 5 as per, and he's now progressed to 66 overall in training, which is great to see. His stamina stat is still 69, and that's the stat I'm most concerned about. Obviously, our wing-backs get up and down the pitch all game long, so they need good stamina. I hope come the end of the season, it'll be at least 75. And also, speaking of wing-backs, one of our wing-backs got injured in the last game against Arsenal. That was George Baldock. It was just a knock though, thankfully, away at the Emirates. He's going to be out for 5 days with a bruised elbow, and that means he'll be okay to come in a week's time, which is really good as well, because right now we don't need any more injuries. We've got some massive games coming as we close out January and begin February as well. Of course, we're missing our club captain Billy Sharp for 2 months. John Fleck's out for 3 weeks as well. We don't need more injuries at a really key moment of the season. But still, following that as well, we saw Ricky Holmes once again was going to be trying to poached away there by a club on a free transfer, and also David McGoldrick. Our 5th choice striker now, 32 years old, 71 rated, Montpellier, and wanted to take him France, and I said yes to that deal, because whilst it is under valuation, you might notice I am accepting undervaluation bids. Whilst it is undervaluation, I don't really plan to use this guy that much. He's not been in red hot form this season. He's only scored 1 goal for us all season long, and that was right at the start of the season in the Burnley game in the Carabao Cup, so I'm fine to let him go, get a bit of cash for him. We can use that to sign possibly one more player before the window slams shut, so I'm okay with that deal, and we'll see whether it goes through. But still, for the first game of today's episode, coming on the back of that heartbreaking loss away at the Emirates in the last game of the last episode, that 3-2 defeat where it so easily could have been a 3-2 win. We took on Manchester City here at Sheffield United at Bramwell Lane, at Bramwell Lane here, as Sheffield United were desperate for revenge after the 6-0 thrashing we had at the Etihad Stadium, and what a way to start the game, and what a run of form for this man. Oliver McBurney was the one that missed the chance to win us the game against Arsenal. Was it going to affect him in midweek? Of course it bloody wasn't. McBurney right now is just on fire. 7th goal of the Premier League campaign for our number 9, as he makes it 1-0 to the Blades in 7 minutes as we take a shocking lead. 4th goal in 3 games for the Scot. What a start for the Blades. What a response after that heartbreaking loss away at the Emirates. So 1-0 to Sheffield United. But to be honest, despite the goal, it was all Manchester City, as you would expect in the first half. And they would draw back on level terms in the 22nd minute. After we got the goal, they just peppered Henderson's goal with shots, man. So many shots coming in this goal. And finally had the breakthrough. Benjamin Gare, who I must say I don't really know too much about, a young Argentine talent, makes it 1-1. And the lads from the Etihad are back on level terms, and past the half-an-hour mark, golden chance to make it 2-1. David Silva played forward, but what a block by Scott McKenna, our new signing. With a fantastic block there, making sure we would go to the break, still tied at 1-1. But to be honest, it was looking like it was going to be only a matter of time before City would get in front for the first time in the game. They were knocking the ball around so well, as you'd expect, playing some really neat and tidy football. And after De Bruyne fed David Silva, he was denied by McKenna earlier in the game. He wasn't going to be denied this time. Squeezed it past Dean into the back of the net. The comeback is complete. Sheffield United 1, Manchester City 2, and he had a chance for a 3rd goal, 20 minutes to go. KDB just pulling the strings in this game, tries to roll it through. McKenna gets a touch, can't keep it out though. Aguero crosses, David Silva plays it back to De Bruyne unintentionally. Great save by Henderson, and eventually the offside flag goes up. How David Silva did not turn that in from inside the 6-yard area there, I don't know, but he and De Bruyne in this game were absolutely fantastic. Could have given man a match to either of them really. De Bruyne was just orchestrating things, pulling the strings in this game, and Silva as well, of course, scoring that 2nd goal was absolutely fantastic as well. But 2 on the final score. It is another defeat, unfortunately, for the Blades. We still haven't won in the Premier League in 2020 so far, but I'm sure that first win is coming. We've had some good games. We were very unlucky not to beat Arsenal. We were 1-0 up there against the champions, and don't forget, just a couple of weeks ago, we had a very credible point away at Anfield against Liverpool as well. So that first Premier League win of the calendar year is coming. I've got no concerns. Not before long, we'll get ourselves another 3 points in the top flight. But still, following that, we had confirmation David McGoldrick has now been sold to the French side Montpellier. We'll get about £1.1 million added to our budget for the sale of our Irish striker. So our transfer budget now is around £1.5 to £1.6 million. I'm not sure whether we will make any more signings between now and the end of the window. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But for our second and final game of today's episode, we will take on Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge for the second time this season, this time coming in the FA Cup 4th round, and our third big game in the space of 7 days. First Arsenal away at the Emirates, then Man City at home during the week, and now Chelsea away in the Cup as well. It's been a very manic 7 days for the Blades, but despite the fitness problems, I did pick a really strong lineup for the game as well. Shaw coming at left wing back as O'Connor would come in too. Fleck would also return for his first start since the injury against Bradford City in the last round, and also Ivan Toney, our new striker, would start up top for the first time in a Sheffield United shirt. And the first chance fell to us just 3 minutes in as well, as Fleck found Toney, who put it past Christensen and put it past Kepa as well. What a start for the Blades here in West London. Even Toney, on his first start for the club, gets his first goal in a Sheffield United shirt. Celebrates the travelling fans. Instant hero or what? Fleck into Toney, turns Christensen. Brilliant first touch there to beat the centre half, and the finish to match past the Spaniard as well. He scored in the last round of his previous side, Peterborough United. Now he scores in this round with his new club, Sheffield United, and what a start for the Blades. 1-0 up inside the first 3 minutes, and in the 13th minute we continue to attack. Toney once again made mincemeat out of Christensen, rolls it through to Norwood, who gives it back to Toney, and the footballing world right now is stunned as all eyes are peeled on what's going on at West London. Chelsea 0, Sheffield United 2. 13 minutes in, Ivan Toney has bagged a brace inside the first quarter of an hour, and you had to say as well, we thoroughly deserved to be leading by 2 goals. Now, we were playing really well, attacking with intent, but in the 25th minute, the Blues tried to get back in the game. Kramaric held off McKenna and rolled it through to Drinkwater. Eventually, a shot by Pedro came in, but fell off target and went behind for a goal kick. But wasn't this a familiar sight? Talk about deja vu. Oliver Norwood, who got an injury at the start of the season here at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, went down for 2 months. Once again, is forced off the pitch here against Chelsea as he stayed down after the earlier challenge and is forced off as we make the substitution. So still 2-0 up in this game, but Chelsea continue to press and look for a route back into the game. That shot going to wide the post, there is still 2-0. But in the 42nd minute, we continue to attack, and as Ollie Shaw went down left-hand side, he beat Christensen, and I have to say, what a shocker of a half for the Chelsea captain. Christensen was getting murked all game long here by our attackers, and now our wing-back, Ollie Shaw, storming down left as well. He can't have any complaints. It's a definite penalty as he brings down Shaw in the area with the slide tackle. We win ourselves a spot kick. McBurney put the ball on the spot, but of course he wasn't going to take it. Toney had the chance of a first half hat-trick, and for Sheffield United to go 3-0 up at Stamford Bridge before half-time in the FA Cup 4th round. So penalty for the Blades, and I got to be honest here, I had literally no idea what I was doing. I read the instructions with great intent, but I still had no idea what I was doing. Toney was starting to take it. I tried to aim for the top corner against Kepa, and well, I got the cursor in the right area, but it flashed red as soon as he struck the ball. So I definitely got something wrong there. Toney fires it off target, spurns his chance at a hat-trick, and would we rue the missed opportunity. Still 2-0 to the Blades. Totally cocked that one up, but to be honest, we were playing so well in this first half. Our attacks were so aggressive. Every time we stormed forward, we looked like scoring, and sure, well, he won us a penalty. He could have scored a goal in stoppage time in the first half as well. Wonderful run by Ollie down that left-hand side, but he hits the post, and eventually Kepa claims the rebound. But in the second half, how we start off 2-0 up here against Frank Lampard's side? Well, with the same intensity. We continue to attack, because why sit back and try and defend a 2-goal lead? We were playing so well attacking, we may as well keep it going. But 9 minutes after the restart, another injury for the Blades. First Oliver Norwood in the first half, now McBurney is forced off through injury as well. Our top scorer this season, and you probably say our best player as well, stayed down. The stretcher was required, and that looks very worrying indeed. But all through the game, it was Sheffield United on the offensive, looking the better team, looking the stronger side, looking the side that wanted to win more than the other side. And what a way to introduce yourself for our number 29, because with 6 minutes to go in a game where we'd played better at Stamford Bridge, even Toney goes through once again. Christensen is destroyed. Talk about eyes on the prize from Toney there. The concentration as he bends it home to claim the match ball. And I've got a nickname for this guy, the Shocker, because he's just shocked Stamford Bridge and he's shocked the footballing world. Nobody would have expected this pre-game, but what a victory. Chelsea 0, Sheffield United 3, and we are into the hat for the last 16 of the FA Cup, and we thoroughly deserved it as well. Even Tony, the shocker, that's the story on the back pages of every newspaper in the country tomorrow morning. What a result, what a win, our first big scalp of the season, and we deserved it as well. That was a brilliant performance, and Tony, I gotta say, man, that is one way to introduce yourself. 3-0, and he bagged all three and gets our first hat-trick of the series as well. That was incredible. But that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please drop a like. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.